Hello, it is time for Red Dead Redemption 2 Good to Evil. I'm very excited to show you, it's my favourite game of all time. Taking the gold medal of most good is Rainsfall. He's the father of eagle flies and the chief of the Wapiti tribe. He tries to keep peace between the tribe and the army to stop a war until he sadly lost eagle flies. Next is Captain Monroe, and his best efforts is to help the reservation and make peace between the tribe and the army. Next is Jack Marston, but unlike his father, he's much quieter and more reserved. He avoids making sarcastic comments when the Prince of Strangers, although he is polite and careful as John. Next is Kieran, the new member of the gang. He's very kind, but most of the gang antagonize him for being with the O'Driscolls in his past, until he's shockingly killed by Colm. Next is Tilly, a daughter of the slaves. Dutch found her and took her in his gang, treating her like a daughter and teaching her how to read. Next is Mary Beth, another person who was saved by Dutch, but she joined his gang and became a handmaid, an occasional thief who was working under Grimshaw's supervision. Next is Charles Smith, once a member of the gang, serving as the hunter and supporter during robberies. Despite being an outlaw, he's one of the most moral characters in the game, possessing a strong sense of honor and compassion. And he's also a close friend to Arthur. Next is Pearson, a former sailor. He's a valuable member of the gang, as being the butcher and camp cook. And he also helps Grimshaw to organize the camp when the gang recollate another location. Next is Abigail. She joined the gang where she met John and have a relationship with each other and have a boy, Jack. Though their relationship became strained due to John being reluctant to become a father, but the two reconciled upon the collapse of the gang. Next is Swanson. Originally a clergyman, Swanson lost everything and fell into alcoholism before saving Dutch's life at one point, allowing him to stay with his gang and to overcome his drinking problems. Next is Uncle. He's slow-witted and work-shy member of the gang, who occasionally helps the gang with some of their easier heists. And next is Eagle Flies. He's the son of Rainsfall, and he tries to defeat the army and everyone who friends his tribe, and he never listens to his father, and sadly he gets mortally wounded by favors. And now on to the neutral. Next is Hosea. He's the best friend to Dutch and a co-founder of the gang, and he's also a mentor to Arthur and John. He served as a voice of reason to the gang, and he did his best to try to keep Dutch and the others on a better path, and until he sadly has been killed by the Pinkertons. Next is Arthur Morgan, one of the best protagonists of all time. He was an outlaw who serves as the leading force of the gang and insists Dutch to try to live the dream on the outside of the law. But throughout the game he attempts to become a better man and achieve his redemption as his gang falls apart, or allows himself to further fall down to his ruthless side. Although he's a brother figure to John, who saved him to have a normal life, and rest in peace to him. Next is John. He's the outlaw and member of the gang, and a protege of Dutch, and a father to Jack, and husband to Abigail, and a brother figure to Arthur, and he is arrogant and sarcastic, and constantly puts himself in danger. Next is Lenny. He's the youngest member of the gang, and a capable gunman when the gang commits robberies until his unexpected fate. Next is Susan Grimshaw. She's the mother figure of the gang, as well as the original members alongside Dutch, Hosea and Arthur. Despite her ruthlessness, she cares about the gang and everything that had fallen apart years ago. Next is Sadie. A former housewife and rancher, she joins the gang and dedicates her life towards taking revenge on the O'Driscolls for killing her husband. She falls in the gang and becomes a dangerous outlaw determined to get her vengeance. Next is Molly O'Shea. She met Dutch after she joined the gang and they became lovers. Not the most resourceful member of the gang, Molly will walk through really hard times with Dutch. Next, Bill Williamson and Javier Escuela. Bill was a former soldier for the army, who after his discharge joins the gang where he's hassled for being an idiot. Javier was once a bounty hunter. While originally loyal and friendly member of the gang, Javier's devotion to Dutch would ultimately take a serious toll on him. Next is Sean Maguire. He's a reckless and cheerful bandit of the gang until he unexpectedly got killed by the Greys. Next is Karen Jones. She's a member of the gang who works with Mary Beth and Tilly under Grimshaw's leadership. She specializes in deception thievery, luring potential targets in situations where she proceeds to rob them. Next is Josiah Trelawney, a con artist who's described as a trickster. He joined the gang for several years and he's known to abandon the gang at points, sometimes, even for months on end, but he always comes back for them. Next is Agent Milton, one of the two main antagonists of the game. He works for the Pinkerton Detective Agency and he's the mentor to Edgar Ross. He was hired by Cornwall to track down the gang and he shockingly killed Hosea, but he did give them chances, but at the end he told Arthur who the rat is. And now on to the evil characters. Next is Lee Gray. He's the sheriff of Rhodes and a member of the Gray family who run a plantation, and he's very incompetent at his job. All he does is have a feud with the Braithwaite family, and he's the one who killed Sean. Next is Leopold Strauss. He's a loan shark of the gang, allowing loans to people who aren't able to refund it. And he's also responsible for Arthur's terminal illness, leading to the events of the story. Next is Dutch. He's the founder and leader of the gang, and was once a noble and honourable outlaw who respected and loved his gang. He would eventually lose his mind and became what he is in the first game. Next is Angelo Bronte. He's a powerful Italian crime boss and most wealthy and influential guy in Saint Denis, and he's also an associate of Catherine Braithwaite. Next is Catherine Braithwaite. She's the head of the Braithwaite family who run a plantations, and they are rivals of the Gray family, and they kidnapped Jack and sold him to Bronte. Next is the Laramie gang leader. He's leader of a Laramie gang who helped rich landowners to acquire more land, and the gang are hired out by Abel Everton to intimidate David Geddes into selling the Pronghold Ranch, and the gang leader sends folks to steal supplies and threaten Geddes. Next is Alberto Fusar and Henry Favors. Fusar is a Cuban governor who rules the island of Guam and uses his power to enslave the population and make them work to death in his sugar plantations to get rich. And Favours is a corrupt and pompous colonel in the army, and he's linked to the tribe, and he seeks to start a war between the army and the tribe. And he mortally wounded Eagle Flies. Number 3 is Colm O'Driscoll. He's a sadistic and cruel leader of the O'Driscolls, and he's infamous for his vile spree of numerous crimes. And he's the one who kidnapped Arthur, killed Dutch's mistress, and Sadie's husband, and also Kieran. Next is Leviticus Cornwall in the 2nd place. He's a corrupt industrialist and oil baron who ran numerous enterprises in New Hangover. And he hired the Pinkertons to capture the gang after they robbed him. And he was responsible for Fusar's and Fever's actions. And he caused the gang to fall apart, just like Micah. And finally, taking the gold medal of most evil is Micah Bell. One of the most hated antagonists ever, an extremely dangerous member of the gang, which he shoots up half the town, being disrespectful to the gang and committing robberies with them. He eventually rats the gang out to the Pinkertons, murders Grimshaw in cold blood, and caused the death of Arthur. He's eventually killed by John, who takes revenge on Arthur. Okay, that is all. We'll see you tomorrow for the first Red Dead game. Goodbye.